Hi, and welcome to Real Talk on Relationships 2017. I am your coach, Riana Milne, and I'm coming to you on Facebook Live in February, which is Love Month. Celebrating that, me and my fiance Joey just got done celebrating our anniversary up in St. Augustine's. We literally walked in the door like 2 minutes ago. So we made it here for you. And it was a really nice weekend. So happy anniversary, happy Valentine's Day, my dear. And to all of you lovers in the world out there, happy Valentine's Day and Love Month to you. And for those of you looking for love, tonight's topic is really going to help you out. So let's get started. As you know, this year I want to bring more information to you about how to be and attract an emotionally healthy, evolved partner to create a relationship, life, and love you deserve and are really, really passionate about. I'm Riana Milne. I'm a certified life, love, and relationship coach, a licensed mental health counselor, certified addictions professional, a #1 best-selling author for my 2 books, Love Beyond Your Dreams and Live Beyond Your Dreams. And I just got done finished taping a TV docuseries called Radical Dating, Finding Lasting Love Over 40, where I was 1 in 5 life and dating coaches. And I help my client, Scott, feel amazing about himself and help him find a fabulous partner. So do look for that series sometime this summer or fall 2017. My practice of 17 years is called Therapy by the Sea. I'm located in Delray Beach, Florida, but I do coach worldwide by Skype. So if I can help you in any way, just reach out to me on rianamilne.com, fill out a form, tell me a little bit about you and what you're struggling with, and I offer a free coaching strategy session to help you out. Let's get going. You know, every Sunday night I'm coming to you live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's right here on Coach Riana Milne. So I have various topics. If there's anything, hi Alicia, if there's anything that you want me to discuss, please let me know, and I will try and bring it up. February is Love Month, though, so to continue celebrating love, I have a lot of information for you on how to have a fabulous relationship based on 2 happy, evolved singles sharing mutual love, respect, and goals that create a mutual purpose in their life to grow both individually and together to help make the world a better, more loving place. And if any of you missed the January series, January is breakup month, as you know. So we focused on what is happening in relationships, and I featured childhood trauma. So anyone who has suffered trauma in their childhood and is struggling with their adult love relationships, definitely check out my January topics. If you can't find it on my Facebook fan page, go to my YouTube channel, Riana Milne. Please like and subscribe while you're there. But all my Facebook videos are there, as well as many other videos that bring you a lot of wealth of education to help your love and life be fantastic. So please check that out. Okay, it is February 12th, my anniversary. And tonight's topic is, why is it important for each person to define the qualities they want in a person, as well as the requirements, wants, and needs that you want in a relationship. And it's really essential that you do sit down and find them for yourself. A life and relationship coach can help you do that. And this information is taken from chapter 20 in my book, Love Beyond Your Dreams, Break Free of Toxic Relationships to Have the Love You Deserve. And that's the one that went #1 on Amazon. So you can also get sample chapters on Riana Milne, my website. So if you haven't checked that out yet, please do. Okay, so this information and everything else in that love book is based on over 200 sources that I researched to bring you the most cutting-edge information on how to have successful love relationship. So, and you know, to find that person that you really treasure to go forward in life with. I found this quote once, and this is also in my book, and I love this. It's by H. Jackson Brown from Life's Little Instruction book. It's, choose your life's mate carefully. From this one decision will come 90% of your happiness or misery. So I think that's so incredibly true. When you have the right person and you're happy in a loving and supportive and honorable relationship, it feels like bliss every day. And it's so important because life is so short. And it's great to have that partner to travel life with. But if if you're single and frustrated right now, trying to find that partner, and you feel exhausted, anxious, or depressed, remember we got to work with you first to give you that positive mindset for success, for personal success, and for that successful feeling of faith that you're definitely going to find the one. And that's what it takes. It really has to do a lot with your energy. And again, defining these things we're going to talk about tonight. There definitely is an art to having an incredible relationship, which begins with choosing an emotionally healthy, evolved partner. And next week, we're going to go into what does evolved mean. So hang tight, make sure you're back for that one. But the combination of the involved partner and emotionally healthy, going on what well-defined qualities we're going to talk about tonight, the requirements, wants, and needs of someone you desire. These things together will give you that personal power and confidence in your mate selection. So, of course, it's going to take time to see if you really do have a shared vision of your future with somebody as you're starting to date. So while you're looking for a partner with great internal qualities, you want to ask yourself, do you have them? Are you the kind of partner that is totally emotionally ready for a relationship in every way? Do you have your life together? And if not, it's really important to become your very best self first to attract the finest mate into your life, because you don't want to come to them with a lot of problems. That's why in my coaching programs, I start with life coaching first. In the workbook, it's 10 modules, but the first 7 modules is life coaching, because we look at every aspect of your life and make sure you feel totally fantastic about that first. Because then, we have the singles ready definitely to receive love. And then we rid any anxiety or depression, negative thoughts, habits, or behavior patterns that you might have had from your childhood. We learn to forgive the past, even whether it's, past relationships, people that have hurt you. You need to really drop all resentments and anger and just feel really wonderful about yourself and about your life, your career, your relationships with friends, family, children. Every aspect of your life has to feel together and peaceful and settled. So you want to create also that individual vision and the exact goal that you want to reach your future dreams. And then only then are you really ready for that partner to come into your life, because then you're set, you're ready to go. You know what your dreams are. You've already worked on those goals. You know what's coming next. So as you're meeting your partner, for example, I would say, I had a TV show when I met Joe last year. It was called Lessons in Life and Love, and I was hosting a TV show. And I said, my goals is to get a bigger TV show, which came to me in August of last year, the opportunity to do Radical Dating out in LA with a fabulous director-producer, Betsy Jassy. So, I put my goals in motion. I meditated and prayed on those goals. And my partner, Joe, either had to be supportive of that goal and understand that's where I was going. And if it wasn't supportive, that's okay, but he would then not be the right person for me. So that's why as an individual, you have to have set in your mind your goals and start making those steps so that partner, when you meet them, either fits or does not fit into your life. So I hope that makes sense. So how then do you best select the partner of your dreams? So most people, I would say 95% of people, usually choose a partner based on chemistry, which is way down on the list of the right things to choose for a stable, loving, and lasting relationship. So yes, it's absolutely true, however, that men have to be attracted first to fall in love, and women must feel very secure to be able to commit. And these traits are very hardwired into what we call the reptilian brain, or the caveman brain and cavewoman brain. So these traits must be acknowledged and respected. These are just something so hardwired into us. Once a woman feels really taken care of and secure, then at that point she feels she can make a commitment. And that man must be attracted. And I did a research paper when I was for my master's program in psychology. And I did a research of 95 men, and I asked them, when did you first meet the woman that you knew you fell in love with, that you wanted to marry? And they all said, 89% said the first date. So men know right away, that wow factor. So whenever I coach a woman looking for that man, I said, you must always dress as if you're going to see that person anytime, anywhere. And I happened to meet my guy in a parking lot after a date that did not work out for me. So, hey, you know, you never know. But you always want to be dressed up, ready to go, and feeling great about yourself and great about life. So, you know, the attraction is important to the male, and it's very much important to the female as well. Especially as women become stronger today in their own life, in their own careers, they are more choosy, and they like to choose based on attraction too. However, even the most secure businesswoman needs to feel taken care of, secure with the man that she's with. Very, very strange, very hardwired. So it's very imperative that you look deep into someone's soul to see who they really, really are. That means their character, their internal qualities. So the first thing we are defining is qualities before becoming too emotionally or romantically involved. So some of the most important evolved qualities of someone, first one in my mind that comes up is integrity, which is doing the right things when nobody's watching. And I always say, hey, God's watching, so you're going to be found out. So, you know, you want to have someone with integrity, because in today's busy world, nobody has time to babysit their partner. You have to trust each other while you're separated from each other during the day. Then there's honesty, dependability, a kind and open communicator, stable and socially confident. This is someone you can be proud of, to introduce your friends to be out in the community at a business function. So that that social confidence is important. Intelligent, they're into learning. They happen to love what they do. They love their career and they're good at it. They're hardworking. For me, faith-based, spiritually based is very important. And research also shows the best relationships are one that are faith-based. So look at that too. Trustworthy, has sound moral values, and is supportive of your individual goals. You're supportive of each other's goals and your dreams. Where you're going, what do you want to do? Yes, I can see supporting you in those goals. And then as a couple, you start having your dreams and goals together that you work towards. So that's how it's like me, you, and the relationship. And the relationship is your couple's goals. And when you guys are on the same page, supportive of each other individually, and then as a couple, you're going in the same direction together as well, that's when it just all seems to work really, really nicely. So of course, this all takes time to learn about all this kind of information about a person. There are questions in my books that if you're out there dating, you should be asking on the first or second date to really find out about your partner. However, I also have something called the 90-day rule, and so do a lot of other coaches that they talk about this, where you don't want to get too intimately involved before really getting to notice someone's true quality of character, because you want to really see if this is the right person for you. And it's sometimes, you know, people aren't comfortable about talking about who they are, where they're going, goals, like, who thinks about goals? Well, I do, and everyone I coach does, but the average person may not have any goals set, which is not good. But, you know, the more conscious you are and into personal transformation, then, of course, you're always thinking, what's the next step in life that I want to achieve? So, you know, give it 3 months and try to get to know this person as much as you can before getting too intimate, because, you know, once you get intimate, sometimes we call that the lust factor, and lust blindness takes over before your rational brain really has time to judge if this is a good partner for you. So knowing what to exactly choose for the evolved, healthy partner is one aspect of that relationship success. The other one is requirements. Now, requirements are essential to definitely have a smooth and happy relationship. And requirements is something I learned about at RCI, Relationship Coaching Institute, where I went to school for over 2.5 years. And they were the sponsor, by the way, of the Radical Dating Show. So when you watch it, you're going to learn a ton of stuff about finding a great partner. But David Steele, who owns the school, talks very strongly about requirements. And this is something that's a non-negotiable, meaning it's something you must have to really be happy in a relationship. So for example, for the people I coach in their 20s, most of them are 26 to 32, and they definitely want a long-term relationship, marriage, and children. So when they're on the dating platforms, I help write their profile, pick their pictures. We even take pictures if we need to. If you don't have them, I take them. I used to have a model and talent agency. So I can take really good pictures. I can even pose you. Don't worry about it. We're going to get outstanding pictures for your profile. But you definitely want to say, I am looking for marriage and a family. So please write me if you're feeling the same. Because you don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste anybody else's time. So, I mean, that's a non-negotiable. You either do or don't want children. I was a woman, definitely wanted children. I adore my two daughters, Alexia and Stefana, and my grandchildren. And I was a woman that wanted to be a mom and a grandmom. So that brings so much happiness to my life. I just talked to my little guys tonight about an hour ago. So cute. I got my Valentine's package. You're all excited. So anyway, you know, if that's what you want, that's what you got to stick to. It's a requirement. Now, another example. My example, like I love to travel. I love to travel to old worlds, Europe, see architecture and walk the streets and eat the local foods and mingle with the people and just hang out and listen to the music. I just love travel. And I love to dance. I mean, you're looking to a 1970s disco queen. Okay. Number 2 in the state of Pennsylvania in the disco dance champions. So I will always want to dance until I die. So I know to be happy in a relationship, I needed a guy that loves to dance, and my Joey's a great dancer, and also loves world travel and appreciates architecture and Europe and the different language, and he's fluent in Spanish, which really helps us maneuver now the different worlds. So it's very cool. Another example, 3 of my clients right now are dog lovers. My guy Scott out in LA, my client there, his dogs are his kids, okay? Shelby and Lexi, his two dogs. His partner absolutely must have loved dogs. That was his number 1 requirement, very important. And I have, you know, another girl, Jamie, definitely a dog lover, and I have my young man, Dan, who has a couple of pets. So they're definitely pet lovers, and that's on the requirement list. So again, these are something you must have in a partner. They're non-negotiable. You know you need this to be happy. And you want to define maybe 5 to 8 requirements. You shouldn't have a whole ton of them, but maybe 5 to 8. So if you're writing this down, you want those are requirements, again, non-negotiable, things you must have in a partner to be happy. And I hope those examples helped you. Next, we're going to identify your needs. Okay, so needs are 2 types. First type is emotional needs. Now, this is exactly how you need to be loved and accepted to feel secure and cherished by your partner. And I'm sure most of you have heard the book, The 5 Love Languages. It's a book by Gary Chapman, who talks about 5 different ways to be loved. And it's funny because I read the book and I'm like, I want all 5 ways. So I asked Joey this in the car coming home tonight. I said, here's the 5 choices. Which choice would you want? He goes, I want all 5. So we do think alike. Great minds think alike. But he said he definitely would want spending quality time, because without quality time, you can't have the others, and that makes sense. So here's the 5 ways to be loved, according to this book, by giving or receiving gifts. And I love gifts. I mean, I got a beautiful anniversary ring today. It's gorgeous. Blue topaz. I love gifts. Physically touch, which I call PDA, public displays of affection. If my man's with me, I'm holding his hand, I'm holding on to him. So I definitely like that. Affirmative words, which are words of kindness and love and compliments. So affirmative words are important to some. Acts of service, which are just small things like, you know, washing the car or going grocery shopping or, you know, just helping around the house. And then spending quality time. I mean, how can you choose? Like, I want all 5. I still want all 5. But maybe you have one that's reaching out to you that's stronger than the other. Now, true quality relationships are based on mutual trust. So where each person can share and meet the other's emotional needs, there's respect of one's past, because remember, spiritually, your past had to happen to bring each other into your lives. So you should be open and loving about the past, have nothing to say or judge your partner on, because this past spiritually brought you two together. So you have to have a respect about that. And any other relationship issues that might have happened, and somebody's frailties. So, you want to be giving your partner that safe haven and that comfort when painful past triggers or traumas might come up. And we all have them, especially as you age, you're going to have some traumas, some experience that might be triggered. And then you just really need that kind-hearted person to be there for you. So these are emotional things. I'm going to give you a list now of some emotional needs that you can choose from. There's a whole bunch listed in the book, but here's some of my favorite. Your emotional needs could include affection, loyalty, empathy. That is just having, feelings for another person's feelings. Appreciation, open with sharing your feelings, patient, giving validation or support of your dreams. And again, there's a whole list of probably 25 in the book. So all you need is to define 5 emotional needs. Now let's go down to the second type of need, which is the functional need. This is what the routines in your life that must occur for you to feel really organized and neat. It will help create the vision that you desire of your life. So this is part of how do you balance your daily chores together, like food shopping, cleaning the home, parenting together. How are you going to work your finances? All this has to be discussed and agreed upon so you both know what direction you're going on. There will be stress and anxiety if these needs aren't met for you. And then what occurs is called a relationship issue. Okay, so issue will come up, and you have to talk through and negotiate these functional needs, routines, and habits, and be open-minded to what your partner's needs are, because they may not be identical. Hi, Scott. I just see he signed on from LA. Hey. So anyway, these are, issues will happen. They are not as strong as a requirement. Remember, the requirements, and Scott, I talked about you must love dogs. I did give your example that they had to be a dog lover. So the requirement is a non-negotiable, and a need is something that you both will have. There could be issues if they're not, followed through, and then you've got to sit down and say, hey, we got to work through this. I'm having an issue on this. I'm feeling uneasy. Now, remember, anxiety and depression are your friends. If you're feeling anxious or you're feeling off in your body, it's telling you something is coming up that one of your needs is not being met. So either it's an emotional need or a functional need. If finances are off, for example, and you're feeling nervous about that, that is a functional need. An emotional need is, if your partner is not very loving to you lately and you say, I feel like we're just missing each other, that there's not a lot of love and attention. Can we get back to how we used to be? So these are things you always want to talk over, and these needs can change also with age or time. They're not as solid as the requirements are. So some from my list of functional needs is having like a weekly, monthly, and yearly financial plan. Where are you guys going? Where are you going individually? Where are you going together? What comes first, second, and third? So a plan is always good. Does someone keep their promises? Are they organized and neat? If you like a home organized and neat and your partner is sloppy, you're going to have issues with that. Okay, so that feeling. That is a functional need. That they share the house chores with you. If somebody's always left doing the chores, you're going to have an issue around that. I mean, in today's world, both partners are working, and you both have to chip in definitely around the house. So what are yours? What are your functional needs that you feel you need to be happy? And pick at least 5 of these that you hope your ideal partner will be on tune and moving along in that same direction as you. And if you're in a relationship right now and you're not happy, question, is it a functional need not being met? Is it an emotional need that's not being met within you? Or is it a requirement that they knew early on and they're having problems with it? again, let's say you were someone wants marriage and children, and they said yes in the beginning, and you're dating, and 6 months in, it's like, well, children aren't like that important to me. One day I might have them. It's like, you know, a couple of the girls I coach are 32. Well, they don't want to wait much longer to have children. They want maybe 2 children. So, you know, that's something that you have to find out early on in your dating, up front, and you have to know what your requirements, qualities, wants, and needs are. Okay, so the last thing we're defining is your want. The wants are like the icing on the cake. It's something that you desire. They provide pleasure, it's entertainment, yet they can change over time or with the years. So you want to define how you like to have fun individually and together with the ideal partner. So what I want, I want to travel the world. You know, that's my high desire. So what is really workable? 1 major trip a year. You know, like Joe and I went to Europe for 2.5 weeks in September for my birthday. It was an amazing trip. This year, 2017, we're aiming for Asia. You know, so there's 1 major trip a year and then small mini trips, you know, so that will work. And then what do you do during the weekends? You know, I love craft fairs. I need sunshine and air because of my office in Del Rey has no windows, so I freak out. I need air, I need sunshine on the weekends, beach time, ocean. So he knows those are like my ones. So we always try to find an activity, a car show, a craft fair, somewhere to hang out during the day to get air and sunshine. We love music. You know, do you share the same type of music? And we like all kinds of music, which is really cool too, from jazz to piano bars to dancing. So what do you like? Like one of my girls I coach right now loves country music. So she's meeting someone. I think she's on her 7th date. It's going really well. And he loves country music too. So they've been out dancing country style, and she is having the time of her life. So, and they're having Valentine's together. So it's another success story. Awesome. Okay. So you want to define that. How do you like to have fun? And then when you're out on these dates, first or second date, so tell me what you like to do for activities, because you want to see, do these things line up for you? And everybody has something wonderful to share. You know, people are, you know, loving, and they all want, you know, if they're on a coaching site, they want it to work. However, you know, you have to ask the right questions in the first or second date to find out if these items are being met for you. Okay. Wants are the cherry on the top. Okay, Scott, you're right. Wants are the cherry on the top, and the icing, the wants are not the, okay, that's needs. All right, however you define it, that works for you. Okay, so the wants, I would say choose 10. There's a huge list of them. These are things that you would love to do, your partner loves to do, and you negotiate here too, you know. I'm not much of a snow skier. I'm not really fond of the cold. I just moved from Jersey to get out of the cold. But I have snow skied. If my partner really loved to do that, I would go. I would just be around the fire like a snow bunny and drinking a hot toddy, and he can go ski and I'll meet him up later. But, you know, I mean, I would go ahead and do that. I'm not much of a camper either. I'm not fond of bugs and sleeping on the ground. But I would go if my partner really wanted to. But can I have an RV, please? That would be awesome. Okay. So anyway, this is what you describe. And these are the wants of each partner, and you try and do these things together. Long story short, you've got to carefully and consciously define your qualities of someone that you treasure, the requirements that you need to be happy, non-negotiable. The needs, functional and emotional needs, and then the wants, which is everything else that falls into line. Because when you know these individually for yourself, then confidently you can choose the new partner. You can choose who to date based on their profile, or you're going to know the questions to ask when you're out and you meet someone, and in a half hour you can easily find out if they're lining up and fitting these when you've got them down like that. So, you know, this is what we do in the life and dating coaching, making sure that you feel really confident about who you are, what you want, and how to get it. So, as always, I want you to have the love you deserve and be the amazing partner to co-create the relationship that is way beyond your dreams. So what questions does anybody have on requirements, wants, needs, qualities of someone? Is there any questions I can answer for all of you? I do have a handout for this lesson. It's called The Ideal Partner for Me. It's a planning sheet that you can use that might be important. But I did tell you, just write these down. Like the evolved qualities, you should pick 10 because qualities are, again, someone's character. So that's the most important list in my mind. Do they have integrity? Are they honest? Are they responsible? Are they financially and personally responsible? Hardworking, faith-based. These are things that were really important to me when I looked for a partner. I really wanted somebody who was spiritual. That was one of the most important things to me because I'm very serious about my spiritual faith. And I use it in everything that I do. So, I couldn't even imagine myself without that in my life. So that's part a quality of someone and part a requirement for me as well. Okay, I don't see any questions coming in at this time, but if you're listening to this video later, okay, hold on, Scott has a question. Where does compromise come in? Wants or needs or non-negotiable? Okay. Remember, non-negotiables are requirements. So I use that example of the woman that wants to be married and have children. That's a non-negotiable. That is a requirement. You, Scott, love dogs. If any guy you dated does not like dogs, forget about it, right? You have to have the dog lover. That's a non-negotiable. So compromise comes in around needs, okay? So let's use functional needs when you're living together in a home. I like things nice and neat. My partner may not be as neat, but it'll be Friday. And it's like, okay, babe, it's the weekend. Can we have everything looking nice here in case somebody pops over? Which is rare, but if it does, then I have that calmness that the house is put together. The things are off the counter. Everyone has that kitchen counter where things tend to be dropped all week. And I clean off the counter just to leave it nice for the weekend. So the functional and emotional needs, let's say PDA, public displays of affection. If you're somebody really loves to give affection and your partner's affectionate but not so much in public, you may need to renegotiate and compromise on that. You can say, well, is holding your hand okay but not kissing? Deal makers and deal breakers, that's a good one, Joey, for sure. Yeah, so the deal makers, what is it that is important to you? Where can you bend? And again, on the functional and emotional needs, if your needs aren't being met, this is where issues come up. But issues need to be talked about and negotiated on because you both have needs, the functional needs and emotional needs, and they may not be identical. Which is perfectly okay because you're two individuals. You're not supposed to be cloned twins. You both may have different needs in different areas. And sometimes culturally, you may not quite get along. Okay, my guy is Spanish. He grew up in the Hispanic culture where, a man is a certain way. And I grew up German where my parents are like, go for it, And I can be a very strong force to be reckoned with sometimes, but I had to be. I was a single mom raising my girls most of my life, so I had to be strong. I had to work 3 or 4 jobs, 5 jobs at one point to make sure they had the life that I wanted them to live, see the world. We traveled a lot, but, I had to be strong. I had to be that force. So sometimes our cultural upbringing, the differences, we have to negotiate through that because we're very different there, but we respect each other's cultures as well. So, these things will come up and you have to learn to just gently talk through them. And if it's not a big deal, you can say, okay, I respect your side, you understand my side. Let's just drop it. Let's agree to disagree on this one. That one I've said several times. And that's perfectly okay. Don't make a big deal out of the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff, as they say. So any other questions tonight? Okay, well, like I said, if you're watching this video at another time, because I know a lot of people come on Mondays and Tuesdays and watch the tape, just type me a question at any time, and or go on to my website, rianamilne.com, and if you have a personal need for help, there's a pop-up form. Just fill the information out. Tell me a little bit about your story. I do offer a free coaching strategy session. It takes about 45 minutes. You just have to be over age 21 to enjoy that. And we work on what you're dealing with right now. See if I can help you. And if you got value from this Facebook Live, please tag it and share it with a friend who you know needs to hear this information, or it may help them if they're struggling in their love relationship. Also, I do have a free app. It's called My Relationship Coach. That's on every platform for phones. Just download it. It's free. There's lots of good articles on there. I'm all about education and helping you any way I can to find happy, wonderful love and to have that life that just feels amazing. Again, if you want tonight's handout, it's called The Ideal Partner for Me Planning Sheet. Just email me at rianamilne@gmail.com and say, I want the homework, I want the handout, and I'll be sure I get that for you. Next week, it would be February 19th, and I will be back here at 7:30 p.m., and we're going to continue celebrating Love Month, and I'm going to explain from Chapter 18 in my Love Beyond Your Dreams book, what is the evolved relationship and how to have one. So it's a really good lesson. It's really important for you to know this information based on research, and I'm trying to get you all the juicy tips out that I can for a successful loving month. And always remember, my goal here is for you to be and attract an emotionally healthy, evolved partner. And until then, I wish you a very blessed life, for you to have the life and love that you deserve. And Tuesday is Valentine's Day. Do something special for your love. Don't forget, it can be the littlest of things. Use a little creativity around it. You know, just let them know that they're really special. Because if you're in that partner relationship, you know you should treat it like the treasure that it is. Okay? God bless. Good night. I'll see you next week. Bye.